or either neither nors on there, okay? Because lots of people don't speak this way. Neither X nor Y, not X and not Y, which is the same as not X or Y. All right, so what you should do is try to do 2.6 on your own and check your answers versus what we came up with here, right? And be prepared to ask any and all questions about the Chapter 2 test that you have on Thursday at the beginning, right? And that test is due that night, and I'll have them graded over the weekend because I have nothing better to do, okay? We are a little behind, so I do want to start Chapter 3 just a little bit. I just want to introduce one concept and then we're going to go, okay? All right. So lots of times I've talked about we would calculate, and that was kind of like, well, what do you mean by calculate? So I'm going to explain, okay? So let's suppose that we have two statements, box and circle, and these could be any statements, okay? So these are variables in a sense. And we know that a statement could be true or false, right? And so I want to come up with all the possible combinations of truth values for box and circle. Well, one possibility is the box is true and the circle is true. One possibility is the box is true and the circle is false, and vice versa, false and true. But then, of course, it's also the case that they could both be what? False, okay? And I will refer to this as line 1, line 2, line 3, or line 4, or, if I'm speaking more properly, interpretation 1. Interpretation 1 means we're assuming both are true, both parts are true. Interpretation 2 means we're assuming that this part is true and that one is false, and so on, okay? Now what we want to know is this. For this assignment of truth values, so we're just talking about line 1, interpretation 1 right now, is this statement an and statement true or false? And we're going to go through this for all of these things, okay? Suppose I say to you, box and circle, and we are assuming that the box is true and the circle is true. What would you say the truth value of box and circle is? True, right? Now some of you might say, well, this is just too damn abstract. Give me an example, okay? Suppose I say dogs are mammals and cats are mammals. Both of those parts are true. What would you say about the whole sentence? True, okay? Suppose I say to you, dogs are mammals, true, and cats are reptiles. Is that sentence true or false?
False.
Correct. Suppose I say dogs are reptiles and cats are mammals.
False.
False. Dogs are reptiles and cats are reptiles.
False.
So the only time a conjunction is true is when both parts are true. Everybody got that? Okay. Now remember, our or is what? Inclusive. One or the other, or what? Both. Suppose I say to you, dogs are mammals or cats are mammals. What would you say?
True.
True. Because this is an inclusive or. It means one or the other, or what? Both. Because you might think, well, both are, so it's not either or. But remember, this is or both. So this is true. Okay, suppose I say dogs are mammals or cats are reptiles. True or false?
This would say, which idea was that?
true, dogs are mammals, so
Okay, wait, no.
that makes the whole or true, okay? Suppose I say dogs are reptiles or cats are mammals. Is that sentence true or false? True. And suppose I say dogs are reptiles or cats are reptiles. False. So notice here, the only time it's false is when both parts are false. Otherwise, it's true. It only needs one disjunct to be true for the whole disjunction to be true. Okay, now this one, the conditional, I'm going to explain a bit differently. So suppose I say to you this: if I win $1 million, that stands for $1 million, then I'll buy a Lamborghini. That's my Lamborghini, not an art student. When would you know that that statement is false? What would have to happen to know that it's false?
You don't want to know.
What?
You don't want to know.
No. Got to start out with winning $1 million. If I win $1 million, I'll buy a Lamborghini. So I'm a liar if what?
You don't buy it.
And I did what?
Don't want to get $1 million.
No. I get $1 million, but don't buy the Lamborghini. Does everybody understand that? I'm running around saying, if I win $1 million, I'll buy a Lamborghini. I win $1 million, and if I don't buy a Lamborghini, you say, liar, right? You're not going to call me a liar if I don't win $1 million and don't buy one. I said, if I win $1 million, right? So notice we said it's false if this is true, but that is false. So let's look for a case where the first part is true and the second part is false. That's this line right here, this interpretation, where the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. That's when it's false. Everybody got that? Okay. Now statements are either what? True or?
False.
Okay. This is when it's false. That means everywhere else it's true. Okay. Now you might say, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. But when you really start thinking about 3 and 4, your head might explode that I'm saying it's true. Don't worry about that yet right now. Just know this is the only time it's false. Okay? And I will explain to you why those are actually true, even though, so what I'm saying is something like this. If the moon is made of cheese, then I'm the king of France. That is a true statement. Okay, and I'll explain why it's a true statement next time. Okay. For this one, imagine I say the following. Fred goes fishing, if and only if Barney goes fishing. Okay? And now we're trying to evaluate whether or not that statement is true or false. And you know that Fred went fishing and Barney went fishing. What would you say about that?
True.
Yes. Suppose I say Fred goes fishing if and only if Barney goes, and you know that Fred went and Barney did not.
False.
Right. Or suppose Fred didn't go, but Barney went without him. What would you say about that statement?
False.
Okay. Suppose Fred didn't go and neither did Barney.
True.
There you go. Okay. Now, how do we remember this? Notice this symbol kind of looks like an equal sign. Well, think of it as like same. Same. Truth values are the same? True. Truth values are different? False. Truth values are different? False. Truth values are the same? True. Everybody got that? Okay. So, and if box is true, not box is false. And if box is false, then not box would be true. Everybody understands that, right? Okay. So chapter 3, that's 90% of it right there. Just that. And it's open damn book. Right? So we're expecting all A's in chapter 3, all perfect scores, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, look over the stuff for, first thing I do is download that damn test, right? And by the way, I'm going to put a PDF up of it So in case yours doesn't get you the right symbols, if the symbols are like, what the hell is this? Something's happening. Remember, download it to your desktop before you open it, and then you have a better chance that it works out right. Otherwise, I'm also going to load a PDF, so everything should become clear. And so you might have to print that PDF out, write it by hand, and then you can send photos, or you can scan it to send it to me as an email attachment if Turnitin won't take it. Does everybody understand that? So the first part of class next time, remaining questions on chapter 2, and then after that we launch into chapter 3. Everybody got that? All right, see ya.